So this week we watched The Last Hurrah for Chivalry. It's from 1979. It's directed by John Woo. It's a martial arts action drama in the style of wuxia. This isn't the first one of those we did. The Heroic Trio definitely falls under that umbrella too. 7 out of 10 on IMDb. It wound up on my list because it's actually never been picked out by anybody who's walked into the Criterion closet. And I don't get it. This was a really good film. It has really good action, it has a fun plot, it's got engaging characters. You know, we were kind of doing peanut gallery the whole time we were watching it. There's at least 2 characters in the thing that I'm just like, oh man, look at these edgelords, Jesus Christ. You have, like, your protagonist, genuine bona fide horse girl, and then he has this, like, dude who wants to fight and kill him, and a dude who's just like, I just do stuff for money. What do I care? Like, he's telling people straight up, like, you know, I'd kill somebody if the price is right. I'd kill my friends if the price is right. It's like he's trying so hard to be edgy. And then the other guy they introduce, he's like, his name is Prey, and he's looking to prove himself by fighting the legendary, protagonist, the horse girl. I think he said his name was Prey because when his enemies fight him, that's all they can do to try to win. And I'm just like, that's so edgy, holy shit. I love it. We laughed. Because that is ridiculous and that is over the top. Yeah, I'm reminded of, there's a zombie TV show that my partner recommended to me called Z Nation. Up here in Canada, of course we should call it Z Nation, but zombies. One of the characters calls himself like 10,000. They're like, why do you call yourself that? He's like, because that's how many zombies I'm gonna kill. He's like, Jesus Christ. And it's in the same vein as that. Just like, I'm named after the thing my enemies have to do, because anything else they do is futile. Like, oh my god. And like, I'm also hesitant to call Horse Girl our, like, protagonist, because, like, I mean, he's who the story sort of follows for the most part, but it doesn't start off with him. He's introduced as, like, a tool to be utilized by the character we actually start off with. Okay, let's get into this. We open up with a scene in, like, a rich noble person's villa. He's having a big celebration, like a birthday party or something like that. No, it's a wedding celebration. He's getting married. I'd forgotten because it stopped being important, like, immediately. So he's getting married, and he has all of his friends and family over to help celebrate. And the whole time, him and his guests are schmoozing. We see ninjas trickling in over the walls, and I'm just like, actual proper ninjas, they aren't being seen. Until the very moment where they all line up, and they get ready to introduce their boss showing up. And he's just this guy with a mustache and a spear. He comes in and he's just like, oh, you stole this villa from my family, and now I'm taking it back. And they just kill everybody. Like, big action scene, whole lot of people doing the fighting, and for the most part, everybody's dead. Like, there's like 3 survivors, one of whom is the guy who was getting married. I suppose his wife survives? They reveal, oh, he was like gonna get married to a woman who worked at the brothel, and he's like, oh, she's got a heart of gold, I don't even care. And they're like, wow, okay. And then as she's got like a knife to his throat, he's just like, why? And she's like, you offered to give me $1,000 to marry you. He offered me $2,000 to kill you. It's like, okay. I'm just over here like this scene punched up by Frank Miller. And so, like, the guy who was getting married, he's like nursing his wounds, he's recovering. He goes to like his martial arts master. He's like been learning sword fighting from this guy. And he's like, give me your sword so that I can go fight this guy and win. And they're like, you can't fight him, you will die. So he's like, okay, well, what can I do? Do I, like, hire an assassin or something? And they're like, no, an assassin wouldn't be able to get the job done. Anybody talented enough to go fight this guy is not going to be for hire. He gets told about this guy, this legendary fighter. The legendary fighter, of course, is our favorite horse girl, Chang-san. He's known as like the legendary Blade of Heaven or something like that. So people are aware of him, he's got a reputation, he's a fantastic fighter, but he's given it all up to live with his family. He's looking after his dying mother, and he's got like a sister who's betrothed to marry this potter, the guy who's working with clay. So, just a regular ass normal life, And so finding out about him, the noble lord, he's like, I have to go befriend this guy. Cow, that's his name. Cow. Lord Cow, he's like, I have to go befriend this guy, I have to make, he's gotta like me. So he's like making pals with him. He offers to pay for his mother's treatments. They don't end up working in the end, but there's only so much you can do. So he pays to give her a nice funeral. He sets up his sister with a nice business, just really making pals with him. Meanwhile, our protagonist has also met Sing Yi, who is like, he wears green, and that's his thing. You've heard of Bluebeard the pirate? Now get ready for Green Clothes the assassin. That's this guy's deal. He's like, he tugs at his clothes and he's like, you can call me Sing Yi, and in parenthesis it's like green clothes, like he wears green. That's a hell of a descriptive name, sure. We find him getting paid to free a guy from prison, like there's a criminal who's being walked out by the guards in like a mobile pillory sort of thing. He can walk, but he can't do anything else. So he's being paid to free that guy from the cops. And so, he goes over, he kills a bunch of them, and then he's like, alright, so you owe me $100. And the guy's like, huh? No. And off he goes.
Let's go!
And then the guards are like, get him! Because this guy just ran up and killed a bunch of them, so obviously they gotta run. Horse Girl covers for him, using his favorite weapon, a horse. And they become friends. So the really edgy guy, Prey, he winds up killing the sword master, who has the sword the dude wants, and all of his disciples, and like one of Cow's guys, and he's like, come fight me for revenge. He leaves the message on the wall, I need to fight this guy. So Chang San winds up, getting his sword out of storage and going to fight him to get revenge, and Prey is all full of himself the whole time, and it's great. Good fight. This movie has a lot of really great action sequences. I shouldn't get into it too much, but suffice to say, this is the thrust of the film as I understood it. The bad guy shows up at Cow's villa looking for revenge. Cow goes to Horse Girl and is like, hey, I need you to help me get revenge. Horse Girl goes to fight Prey in order to get revenge. This is just a whole bunch of people out for revenge. The whole plot is just, revenge is a wheel that keeps turning. And in the end, the cycle is broken by a selfless act by somebody who was, up until this point, our leading edgelord. Spoiler alert, they put it on the poster. I can't even believe it. I was looking up, posters for the movie to show off to my friends to be like, hey, this is what we're gonna watch this week. I put it up, and after I'm done watching the movie, I'm like, that is literally the last 2 minutes of the film. What the hell? Well done, John Woo. You've successfully hidden a spoiler for the last action in the film on the poster. What the heck? That's why I went with the Criterion poster here, because wow, they really did that. But yeah, I guess if you really wanted to take a moral from this, and I think you can, it's that revenge is a dish best not served, and that only by acting selflessly can you really get away from that sort of thing. Everybody in the movie acts unscrupulously, with the exception of... Now, you know what? Everybody kind of has issues. I was going to say, except for Chang San, because he's obviously our, good, upstanding, moral protagonist. But even he, when he finds out that the pottery dude doesn't want to marry his sister because he's still poor, he's just like, I'm going to kick his ass. And he starts beating the guy up. And I'm like, she can't marry him if he's dead, dude. Relax, calm down. So he got a bit of a temper. Oh, but he's nerfed, Yeah, really solid film, great action, great visuals, fun story, only mildly problematic language which you expect from a Chinese film from the 70s, but come on, this only has a sprinkle of that. It's fine, you can deal, we all dealt. I highly recommend it, this is a good watch. I don't know why nobody's picked it out of the closet yet, it's one of John Woo's early films. It's not what brought him over to North America, but it has made me look into his catalog a little bit. Apparently he remade The Killer recently. The Killer originally was a film he made in 1989 with Chow Yun-fat, who was also fantastic. The new one has Omar Sy, which has me like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know, maybe I'll give that a watch sometime down the road. For now though, what are we going to watch next time?
And that, as much as anything else, led to my drinking problem.
3, 2, 1, and go! And down into the horse plinko they go. This one includes little spinny things. That's very interesting. The 3 women is off to the front, followed by a man escaped very quickly. Repo Man behind it, but 3 women successfully navigating that spinning comb. Followed by, A Colt Is My Passport getting out in front of it. Okay. So A Colt Is My Passport, followed by 3 women, The Sweet Smell of Success, Charade, Kiss of the Spider Woman, and then the others are coming in after it, Velvet Vampire, etc. Colt Is My Passport, way out front still, followed by The Sweet Smell of Success, Charade, A Man Escaped has escaped the track, and so is Repo Man and Cecil B. Demented. Alright. Still out front here, Colt Is My Passport. This is going to be the 3rd Asian film in a row. If this winds up winning. It could happen, I don't know. But I will be doing additional subtitles if that's the case. The Sweet Smell of Success manages to bypass into Fleshlight and then flies off the cliff. It's dead. Colt Is My Passport. Going through the tube, there goes Charade, also dying. Never Weaken is following up on the tube, followed by Dead Calm. But A Colt Is My Passport is way out front. I don't necessarily anticipate anything else getting ahead of it. It flies into this little nightmare thing, does not go into the hole, which means it's going to go over here. Something could go in that hole and I guess go directly through to the end. Is it going to happen? Looks unlikely. A Colt Is My Passport going into the lava flow. Or possibly it's a dwarf mine, I don't know. Maybe the dwarves from Snow White could help us. They can apparently see through rocks now. Brazil? Dead. Okay. No Terry Gilliam this time. Alright, A Colt Is My Passport is going through this long spiral. Incredibly long spiral. Never Weaken and 3 women are over there on that side. Looks like they're going to go up there. Is anything getting the middle track? No. Alright, 3 women and Never Weaken falling to their doom. My favorite software is being here. Lands on the track! Oh my god, am I going to get a short film? This is an incredibly long spiral. Which means I think it's safe to say I'm getting my favorite software as being here. Oh wait. Repo Man's in the center track? Repo Man might win it. Oh, this is a very interesting course. Okay, Repo Man is flying through the comb. It's approaching the end. And yeah, Repo Man is in first. Alright. The Killers is flown off the track. Here comes the things finally coming out of there. My favorite software is being here, finally getting through. What was it stuck on? Followed by A Colt Is My Passport, the favorite for the majority of the race. Alright, and then Dead Calm, flying through the comb, no problem. After Hours, hits the comb. And gets hit a little back and forth. Are you gonna make it? Are you coming? No, the Linguini incident is coming through. Make way for David Bowie. Alright, Never Weaken, Phantom of the Monastery, After Hours, the Linguini... how do I have 2 Linguini incidents? David Bowie, how are you in 2 places at once? What the heck? Alright, the Velvet Vampire and Teorama both lit on fire because they took too damn long. Officially, our winner is Repo Man. Alright, let's pull up my movie list and see what's going on. Repo Man. Repo Man is on the list because it's from the 40th anniversary Criterion Collection. Director is Alex Cox. It's from 1984. It is a sci-fi black comedy. It's got 6.8 out of 10. It's 92 minutes. It's got that sweet spot for length. We do love to see it. Alright, we had 14 films finish. I'm going to have a look to see why there's 2 Linguini incidents, though. That's so weird. Yeah, I know we looked at the poster for this and thought it looked very interesting. I'm excited to see what it's all about. It's the first thing on the list, so it's being the most hype. It's the first thing I picked out.